Alright, to list all available commands, enter. Okay, hello? Is it?
Are you good to start?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. I need to refill my coffee. Hold on.
Ready?
Yes.
I think I see you fine.
Are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
Let's bring it on.
It's been an amazing, amazing fall, not just with the release of Producing Juliet, but just a lot of different things I have going on this side. So it's about trying to find that sleep that may or may not happen within a given week.
Yeah, and I'm 5 hours in front of you lot because I'm in London, so
Yeah.
that I don't.
No, there's no need, because you have to be in both time zones, I assume.
Yes, but then Alison, who's our other producer, she's in LA, so she's 3 hours behind you. So I think, Tina sort of squarely has us both up.
Oh my God! So there is never someone who is. There's never a time that both of you are asleep. There is always someone who is awake and watching.
There's always someone who is working on Juliet.
Well, she needs a lot of, she needs some work done, obviously. It's funny, Allison actually, I got to meet Allison in person when she and her husband Rob, who did music for my pilot, came in to do their whole wedding thing in New Jersey. So I actually got to meet both of them, and we had lunch at a diner, and it was fantastic.
Amazing! Oh
Yeah.
wow, because that was gonna be one of my questions. Because what I'm finding is that there's sort of like an degree of separation between everyone that's on the project. So you knew? Is that how you know Tina?
I actually know Tina. I don't remember the first time that we were sort of connected, but I knew a lot of cast members from Anyone But Me. I ended up. I know Alexis because we did a show together like 10 years ago,
Right.
West Side Story, and a couple of other like sort of smaller players in there. And I watched every episode and I supported them. Got to know Rachel because Rachel and I ended up running into each other on the street a number of times, and I introduced myself to her, and we became very fast friends. And through other connections that we had, we ended up working on some smaller projects with
You
Jeff.
weren't like stalking Rachel or anything. You ran into Rachel in the street and introduced.
That's what the record says, and will continue to say. No, we literally did. It was down. I think she was either downtown, Wall Street area. Like we ran into each other twice down there, and we're sort of like,
Right.
"What is that? You again? What?" And we sort of like kept in touch that way, and then because of some similar contacts, specifically Jeff Koenig from OMF Geek, we ended up working on a couple of his projects together, and as now the public gets to see, our banter can get pretty legendary, and I'm glad that we actually get to see some snippets in Producing Juliet.
Do you want to just tell everyone, for whatever reason, who may not have seen the show just yet, who it is that you play in Juliet, and what your relationship is to Juliet?
Sure. Well, I play Richard Nichols, the director of her current play that is in production. And we seem to have a bit of a contentious relationship. I think we're batting in each other's heads for quite a lot. I assume through most of the rehearsal process into even just the production itself, and it can be there can be a lot of vitriol there, and just really they can be quite mean. But I think it I'm really intrigued to sort of maybe delve into maybe why that relationship is in that way, and hopefully see how it either gets resolved or doesn't get resolved. And I'm curious to go more into their history.
So has Tina told you anything yet, or revealed anything yet, given you any insights into how your character is going to be developing?
I asked, but no, she hasn't really. She hasn't really done that. I will say that in future scripts we do have some more interactions with each other, me and Juliet, and I mean there is it seemed to be she does seem to have a new script, so I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Okay. All right. It's going to be interesting because I read the first drafts of the first 6 episodes, so I probably
Okay, I have no idea.
than you do. Is this your first web series?
It is not my first web series. My first one was actually sort of at the beginning of web series actually being a thing,
Okay.
pre Anyone But Me, called Issues the series. That was created by a great guy named Scott Napolitano, and we shot it in a comic book store, and it was this motley crew of people who both worked there as well as regulars there, and just seeing and having a chance to put together an episodic distinctly for the web when it was so new. I think like pre-Streamies new, was really quite an experience, and just seeing how fast web series have progressed since just people seeing, I don't know if this is going to work, into really big projects with either large budgets behind them or a lot of backing, or even with named celebrities who are interested in this like new kind of storytelling. So it's not my first time at the rodeo, but a lot of things have changed since last time I was here.
I was going to say, if it was pre-ABM, that's pre-2008, which was, when I did my first show then, and there were a lot of, I remember then it was a sort of, you could count on kind of one hand,
Yeah,
more or less,
exactly.
how many shows, that there were on the web. So wow.
Yeah.
I would hate to, just when I think of, the things that have happened, like in technology and things like that. I mean, it's pre-Twitter.
Yeah,
So,
basically, yes.
Pre-Tumblr, all of the things that we use now, pre-Instagram, take for granted. I can't imagine doing my job now, then rather, now without sort of all the sort of promotional tools. It's almost
Exactly.
like it's the web series without the webby things that make it, that kind of enable us to sort of get our messages up there. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was tough. I mean, it was, besides just even, getting it together, because it was a very ambitious project, but also to get the word out there was really tough when all you really had was potentially posting on Facebook, when Facebook wasn't where it is now when it comes to the capabilities that has, and well as like email blasts, and that's really the kind of options that we had. So it was a lot harder, and I think everyone's gone on to other projects since then, but it's amazing to see the web series landscape change and adapt and get bigger. I mean, obviously Tina's fantastic at writing. I mean, many different kinds of characters, distinctly women. That's been her. I know it's been her focus, and what her main characters end up being. It's funny, when we sort of all got together when we wrapped and had like just a get together at a bar. It was funny because I was literally the only male there,
Right.
and it was just sort of like this. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget of what the balance and the ratio is in this cast. And I don't care. I'm fine. In
Right.
any situation, but. Yeah, I mean, seeing the press, and it's great. The covers that we've been getting, the people who have been interested are really wonderful. Yeah, trying to figure out how to actually answer that. I don't necessarily see them taking a step back, or not a step backwards, but like a farther back role. I think they're just as important in there, because I'm seeing, and hopefully it'll unfold this way, that, I mean, they're major players in these people's lives, and
Right.
And if not for them, there'd be a lot of, if not for them, it would be perfect. No, if not for them, there would be a lot of we'd lose a lot of depth. Whether it be in the working relationship, whether it be in a friendship that maybe isn't a friendship, but is, but it's going to be something that's going to be more hurtful down the line. Like it's something that is ever present, and though we're obviously looking at things through the eyes of Rachel's character and Alicia's character. Yeah, I mean, if if the men weren't there, what would happen? What's great is that, at least so far in the series, obviously we haven't been introduced to that many men, but so far all of them are so different, and we have such There's very different personalities and very different types, and even just everything from how they are on camera to where they fit into these other characters' lives. So it's interesting that it's not just, and it's so great that it's not cookie cutters. It's just like, okay, so the men roles are going to be here. No, they're like these individuals that have hopes and dreams and hurts and everything else. So like I love seeing that kind of world. And it's Andy, right? Andy's the
Andy, yeah, he plays Evan.
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple of things that he's done. We've run into each other a number of times, and so it's just great.
You're just running into everyone.
It's a very tiny world. Either that, or I just have a large Rolodex. But like I have run into Andy a number of times. I've actually been. I stood in for him during an audition and read the lines that he was going to read. It's a very, very tiny world. This was like 4 years ago, and so it's and I know that he just did an off-Broadway show over at 59 East 59. So it's great to see like all the nuances that he brings, and it's been awesome so far. I can't wait to see more.